So good to see you.
So good to what?
See you?
It's my ear.
You didn't hear me? I was right there.
It was muffled.
Oh, I guess it was.
It's always so good to see you. Okay.
You can see my leg up on the couch. Okay.
I mean, it's fine. We're just chilling here.
Is that okay?
I might adjust and eventually lay down.
You first. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
You first.
No, you go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Chad Sellers, and I play the character of Carter in Red Plague.
I'm Gaia Brooks, and I play Daisy. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
Okay. What got you excited initially about taking on Red Plague?
I think the main reason was because of Gio. Having worked with him on his short film, I knew he was a good filmmaker. Mm-hmm. And his first feature, and I just wanted to work with him again, mostly. And then reading the script was very impressive. And I loved the character of Carter, so.
When he first sent me the script, I remember he was like, here's the script, you can read it over whenever you have time. And I literally sat down immediately and read the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
My family was coming and trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm reading this.
I know, it was a quick, easy read, so I was engaged. Mm-hmm. That was it. That was a telltale reason for me. It was just, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
So. Okay, question for you.
Okay.
What drew you to your character, Daisy, when you first read the script?
Well, actually, oddly enough, the fact that my sister's name means Daisy, and I have a daisy tattooed on my arm.
I mean.
So I was like, whoa, I am her already. But also I also really just loved the character, and I liked how tough she was. Mm. In the entire movie, I'm pretty much the only girl.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with all these big strong dudes.
Zombies and.
Yeah, and zombies and.
Killers and.
Yeah. And I'm holding my own. So I thought that was really cool.
Her toughness.
Yeah. And it was just also different from any other character I've played, and I liked that challenge. You don't want to get typecast. So I like to try to do different things. And
how did you feel about Gio asking you to cut your hair?
Okay.
It was a very specific idea for Daisy's hair,
Yes.
I remember.
So the film I did right before this, I had to cut my hair as well. My hair was super long, and I had to cut it to shoulder length. And then by the time I was auditioning for Red Plague, my hair was slightly past my shoulders again, and I was like, yes, I can have long hair again. And honestly, when I first read the script, I was like, okay, this character either has really short hair or she has really long hair because she's living in an apocalypse.
Right.
She's not thinking about layers. And so I was like, she's either going to have really long, straight, bland hair, or it's going to be really short. Mm-hmm. And so when he asked, can you chop your hair? I was like, yeah. Yep. I didn't want to at first, but I'm glad I did, because I think it worked with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was in one of the first character comp images that I saw.
Yeah.
Was super short, chopped up hair.
I remember seeing those.
Yeah.
And that's when I think I was like, oh, he's going to want me to cut it.
Yep.
I liked it though, because she was essentially just took it and chopped it off herself, and it looked very, yeah. Okay. Did you learn anything about yourself as an actor working through your first feature lead?
I think as we got further along in production, I got better at this, but learning to do less, especially for this role, it's very, and Carter is such I don't know if it's stoic, but he's very, he holds it together really well, so he's not overly animated or, so I learned to do less, but also just being more relaxed. Shooting a film, I feel the more relaxed you are, the better your performance is. And it took me a little bit to get there. But I feel like I learned how to prepare for a scene a little bit better, internally.
Yeah.
Just getting myself ready to shoot and being relaxed once the camera starts rolling. I feel like I really started to understand that better.
Especially because of
kept
like,
shooting, yeah.
how cold it was. And we'd be like
gosh.
shivering, and then right when they would...
I mean, honestly, and the coldness took me out of my head. So I was
Yeah,
like,
you were just focusing on how cold it
we
was.
were just freezing leading up to the scene, and then we just go. So you didn't have time to like overthink anything, which actually I feel like helped
Yeah.
on the crazy outdoor scenes. So
Yeah.
I finally understand the reason penguins like huddle together when they're freezing.
Yeah. There was a lot of huddling on set, I feel.
Yes. Do you feel like the cold ever affected you in like a negative way?
No, I think it actually helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because it's like that, I think like the feeling of being cold kind of feels like you're freaking out in a way. So it like helped me get into like those like anxiety moments of like crying or screaming or being terrified or...
Yeah, you just kind of embraced the way it was
Yeah.
affecting your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Was there a particular scene or day shooting the film that challenged you?
Yes.
That-
The scene where you're like collapsing and I had to scream for help.
Why was that challenging?
Okay, well, it was challenging because beforehand, you remember how we had to
Yeah.
film it on the deck
Yeah.
first. And I feel like being out in the field and like it was windy and like cold again, like you just feel so much more like adrenaline and you're in it. But like on the deck, it was like everyone was just kind of like circled around and like I had to scream, but it was like really quiet.
Yeah.
And so it just made me a little bit more nervous because I didn't know if I was going to be able to like tap into that as well. But I think
Because you weren't in the actual...
Yeah, like it was a lot more, you had to imagine a lot more,
Yeah.
which obviously makes that more challenging.
Yeah.
I was actually just talking about this to my stepdad. I filmed a self-tape the other day, and I had several people in the scene, and I had to like put sticky notes on the wall of like where I was looking. And I was telling him, I was like, this is so hard to like imagine yourself in this scene when you're literally in your living room with sticky notes. Like there's not even a person standing in front of me, and I'm having to like express emotion to a wall. And so I feel like when we filmed this, it is such an intense film, and like there's a lot of intense moments, but it was so much easier because, one, I feel like everyone that was on set was extremely talented.
Yeah.
Like it was so easy to work off of the other actors.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like being there, like you could just really be like, yeah, I'm here and this is happening to me. And then the whole sequence with the lead bandit.
Yeah.
Ian, yeah, that whole sequence with Ian where like, do you remember when I had to like shove him off of you and we had to do it several times because I like the first time wasn't strong enough to like
Push him
knock
off.
him over?
Yeah. That was a really fun day.
That was fun.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to tackle him, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
I love doing that scene.
That whole area, like that whole thing in the
Yeah.
back area, like jumping over the wall and then like you jumping and attacking him and
That was fun.
the end of that scene.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. It's quite lovely. Okay, next question. Okay. How did you approach bringing Carter to life, and how much of yourself did you bring to the character? Make it drop.
I feel like Carter I haven't had an experience in my life like Carter. Like, he loses a lot in the beginning of the film. So I just tried to try to bring any kind of trauma or hard times that I've had just throughout the film. But I do feel like I played myself through Carter in a sense that I had kind of one job to do. It was as simple as that. Like I just had to get Daisy and Carter to the rendezvous. But yeah, he has a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I just tried to find things that I can relate to, whether it be, I don't know, anything in my life that I've had challenges with or struggled with or felt like responsibilities for. I just tried to find things that I could relate to that were similar to him,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Also, I feel like that's how I always approach playing a character, is like, how would, if you were like dropped in that situation, like how would you react?
Yeah.
What would this make you feel?
Yeah.
I feel like bringing yourself to a character is kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I have to try to find like something that I can relate to, even if it's completely different situation or.
But maybe just like a situation that made you feel something similar.
Sometimes it's hard to like talk about the things you think about while you're filming a scene, because it's like awful things sometimes.
I don't like to share that with people. I think they would think I'm a little weird.
Really?
Yeah. You have to like go to like a really dark place.
I know.
Yeah. You get it.
I get it. Okay.
Okay. What do you hope, this is your favorite question. What do you hope sticks with people after seeing the film?
That you don't need a big budget to make a beautiful film.
True.
Well, if I go through Carter's journey, despite everything he went through in the beginning, it took him a while, but he did allow himself to open up to Daisy eventually, and I think he saw the good in people, and so he gave her a chance, and then he just realizes how important that decision was.
Yeah.
To have an open heart and make that choice to accept her. Things change in life based on the decisions you make. So
yeah. Did you keep anything from the set? Because every set I've worked on, I've kept something, even if it's like the smallest little thing.
I did. I took something.
What did you take?
Okay, so I love airplanes.
Okay.
So when we were in that field with the crashed airplane, I saw this like piece. I don't know what it's from. I think it's from like part of the mechanical part of one of the wings, but I took it.
Oops.
It's a small piece. This can't go to the location person.
Okay, mine's like way less intense. I just kept the hand warmers.
It was a. Oh. No, yeah, I actually stole something, so that's not good.
I should have, honestly.
But it was so cool, and it was just there, and nobody was looking.
I mean, okay, there was so much stuff on the ground there.
They weren't gonna notice it.
They're not gonna notice that. It's okay.
Yeah, they can't see this.
No. Yeah, no, I just kept my hand warmers.
The used hand warmers?
Yes, the used ones. Like, they're just I have a little box on my nightstand. It's actually so adorable. So sentimental.
That's where you keep all your findings from set?
Yes.
From every film?
Which has only been 3. This one, and then the one I did before, and then I did a short film. And I have something from each of those.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I want to build that. One day it's going to be so full.
Yeah.
It's going to be overflowing.
Yeah.
Before you asked me my last question, I wanted to ask you, is there a scene that challenged you? Because you asked me that, but I feel like that would be a good question for you too.
I feel like there were a couple. The whole scene in the beginning of the film, that was emotionally exhausting. There were a lot of scenes where, sequences even, where it's just Carter. So I think just the nerves of trying to carry a scene were
making
just
sure that you're like...
Yeah, just challenging. But I just had the pressure on myself to try to get it right and do the best I could. So it was...
I know you did pressure yourself a lot.
I did.
Like throughout the whole thing.
I did.
You were very hard on yourself. Everyone's hard on themselves.
Yeah.
You did so good.
You did so good.
Thank you. Okay, that was my question.
Thank you. Good question. Do you have a favorite memory from set?
Yes.
You do?
I think this is kind of weird.
Okay.
No, it's not weird. Okay. The thing that like stuck out to me the most was that the very last scene. Do you remember the last scene we filmed
Yes.
in Gio's garage?
Yes.
Okay. That was the scene. I don't know if it was the same for you, but that was the scene I auditioned with.
Oh.
Yeah. So kind of like a weird memory because it's literally the last
That's right,
memory.
that's right.
But like just like that clicking in my head and being like, oh, like this, we've really just come full circle, and it's very touching.
Yeah.
And I think that also helped with bringing out that emotion because I remember like being really sad that we were done. Also, okay, this actually, I guess this isn't really on set, but I was gonna say just like us being in that house all together was really nice.
Yep.
Like eating dinner,
Yep.
all of us at the table.
That was really fun.
When we played cards.
Just bonding and hanging out. That was great.
That's like my favorite part of working on projects is just like becoming so close with the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
And it also, that helps so much with your performance because then you're not as afraid to like be weird or like do something really out of pocket,
Yeah.
off script, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, this was my first feature, but having so many days on set and spending so many days with everyone and just building the relationships, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably my favorite thing about working on this movie.
And like, we already kind of said this, but like everyone was so talented.
Yeah.
Like on camera and behind camera, like everyone working on this project was
Yeah.
some of the most talented people I've ever met.
One of the most, I think, emotional days for me was when we were driving out to where you give me the guitar at the end and I play the song and it's like the last scene. But I remember driving out there knowing that it was the last day I was working with you, and I was listening to the song in the car on the way, and I got super emotional.
Did you cry?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little.
You can admit that.
Maybe a little. But I was so sad that that was going to be it. Yeah.
That's funny because from the drive from that scene to Gio's house, I cried in the car.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you show anybody the film?
No.
Oh, am I gonna get in trouble for saying that I showed people the film? I showed my parents. That's it.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that when they watched it, they were like, "The set is insane. Like the set design."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." Like,
Well, Gio did a lot of the props and stuff.
the
himself.
skeletons.
All of that.
That
yeah.
they were like, "Are those real?" And I was like, "No." Like he made those in his garage.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
And every like little attention to detail.
Yeah.
Even some of the comments on the YouTube video, on the trailer.
What did they say?
There was one, I forget exactly what it said, but there was somebody that like pointed out the fact that there was something specifically written. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Illicit virus vaccine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like it made me think like, yeah, like there's so many things in there that is so like curated just for this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I stopped reading the comments after I laughed at the one when somebody said, "Oh, something with a bunch of no-name actors."
I saw that one too. But then did you see the response?
No.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Oh, see.
Yeah, and I was like, snaps to that. I'm just jumping all over the place. But acting wise, I remember being like, oh, like this is gonna be so good if I book it, because I didn't know at that point if I was going to.
Yeah.
But I was like, I liked the way that we worked off of each other immediately.
Yep.
It felt very natural.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's like that last day in the garage with the last scene. That was such like a good connection we had. Like I felt like, all right, this is it, and I was like, damn, it took the whole shooting. Not that I didn't feel comfortable, but I feel like we like reached our peak.
Yeah.
By the last scene, which it always works out that way. Once you finish, you're like ready to start.
Yeah. Is it still rolling? Okay. We should talk.
Your impression of Gio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because you worked with him
We
in the
should talk about
past.
Gio,
Yeah,
yes.
we should talk about Gio.
Yes.
Yes. You've worked with him in the past, so you kind of already knew like the way he worked on set. And I've expressed this to you, but I remember being so like in awe of the way he worked and like how organized he was. Like he knew exactly what he wanted. But I also did appreciate the fact that he allowed us to be creative with the way
Yeah.
we did things.
Yeah, he's super collaborative and open to like trying
Yeah.
things different ways or whatever. But
I feel like sometimes I'm in situations where I'm afraid to try something a little bit out of the box because I'm like, okay, like what if they don't like it? But the way he like gave us constructive criticism made me feel so safe to like try something if I wanted to. Like I wasn't afraid to like make a fool of myself. I guess that kind of goes back to what we were saying about getting so close with people.
yeah. I mean, the preparation he did before we even started was like, there was just so much to go off of already. You know, it wasn't like guessing at the beginning of every scene. Like you said, he had what he wanted in his mind, and you know, we could do it a couple different ways, but it gave us like a starting place at least. You know,
and the fact that like we got to read the entire script before, even though like it was slightly changed. Okay, not a lot, but slightly. But I just feel like that too. It was so nice to like see that like he was already like so invested in it. Like this, like I don't know. You can just tell there's so much love poured into his work.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about? No, wait, you can't talk about
I love that you like.
really
I love that you caught yourself.
We can get it off our chest if we need to.
We're so awkward.
I know.